this video, I want to explain the residue and why it's relevant in the residue theorem. So the residue theorem, it said that if we have some contour, and this is integrating over some function that's analytic on some open ball containing this contour, and it's analytic almost everywhere except some finitely many points within the contour. Cauchy showed that if there are no residues inside the contour, then this integral, this gamma, if there are no residues, no points where it's not analytic, then this integral is 0. And that means if I can find some places where there's no residues, then I can just take this cycle integral and I would know that this would go to 0, and so I can just move the integral around. I can just cancel this part out and use this part instead. And so that means I can get it round and round, and I can get it right tight around like this, around these points, and then squeeze tight around these points. And then these two integrals, they would have the same value. This big contour integral and this smaller one, they would have the same integral over the function by this loop rule. And this is called the Cauchy's deformation rule. So we can deform any curve as long as what we're deforming over is analytic. So we can't just deform over these points, that's not allowed. So that means if we know the integral around this point and the integral around this point, these two parts, they go backwards and forwards and cancel. All we're left with is these integrals. And these integrals are just the residues. So kind of now I've explained what a residue is. In the next video, I want to calculate some very simple residues of 1 over z, the functions z squared, and so on. Right? These have a pole at 0, and then we'll calculate the residue. And obviously, by this theorem, it doesn't have a pole at 0. For example, 1, z, and so on. Then by this loop rule, if I integrate around 0 for these functions, then it gives us 0. But for these, we need to check and then find the residue. Okay, so I'll see you in the next video.